first episode of Faithful Talk. Can't wait to get all this started. But before we do, we'd like to remind everybody to go to twitch.tv/Niner Faithful Radio to join us on all our live streams of all our shows. For the Faithful, by the Faithful, pre-launch sales coming July 30th. You can save 30% on all our designs that we are going to be launching here fairly quickly. Make sure to go to ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop to get more details. Go to SeatGiant.com and use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio to save on all your concert, theater, and sporting event tickets. That website again is SeatGiant.com and use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio to save. Get your officially licensed gear by using our affiliate link that will be in the description of the YouTube and podcast. It does not cost you any more, and it really helps out the show. Go to NinerFaithfulRadio.com to check out all our interviews, our blogs, and all previous episodes of all our shows. And make sure to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram. We're at Niner Faithful Radio. And on Twitter, we're at Niner Faithful R. Without further ado, let's start the show.
Now, 8 seconds to go. Third down. They only have... Now, 8 seconds to go. Third down. They only have time for 2 plays no matter what. So Rice goes out to the left. And if you want to take one crack, maybe he's the guy you should go for. Young almost falls down. Throws to the end zone.
All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Just making sure that okay. Don't know what happened there. That was weird. All right, we're back. That was really weird. I don't know why it was like that. And nothing can go right sometimes, right? Okay, so we have a little bit of house cleaning before we get into our main subject today. The Niners went ahead and signed. I have it right here. The Niners have went ahead and signed safety Tony Jefferson to a 1-year deal. In order to make room on the roster, the team released cornerback Brian Body Calhoun. Jefferson, 5'11", and 211 pounds, originally entered the NFL after signing with the Arizona Cardinals as an undrafted free agent on April 29, 2013. Throughout a 7-year career with the Cardinals, which lasted from 2013 through 2016, and the Baltimore Ravens, which lasted 2017 through 2019, he has appeared in 98 games with 66 starts, registered 434 tackles, 22 pass defense, 8.5 sacks, 8 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, and 4 interceptions with 1 return for a touchdown. Jefferson has also started 4 postseason contests and added 34 tackles, 2 pass defense. He was released by Baltimore on February 14, 2020. Kind of crappy Valentine's Day present. And has not played since he has torn his ACL back in 2014. We got comments already. What's cracking, Jamie? How you doing? Let's go. Okay. We got a new viewer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Haven't seen you in the stream before. So, that is all the housekeeping we got today. Julio Jones has officially been traded. No, it's unfortunately not to the Niners. He got traded to the Tennessee Titans for what I've been seen reported was a second-round pick in 2022 and a fourth-rounder in 2023. And the Titans also get a sixth-rounder in, I believe, 2022 in exchange. We're not going to spend too much time on this because obviously we're not, a Titans broadcast. But we'll get into it a little bit more tomorrow with Jason and I. But I mean, it's I think the Titans are going to be tough, and it makes that. Well, I don't know what week it is, but can't speak today. The game closest to Christmas a little bit more interesting. We have to. Hopefully, we are healthy when we pay them. But yeah, definitely right, Jamie. I think it's going to make it a little bit interesting. And like Kyle Shanahan said yesterday when he was the ground marshal at the race over at Sears Point, or it's not called Sears Point anymore. I can't remember what it's called, but not a big racing car fan, but race car fan. But I think that I'm happy he's not in the division, and number one, not in the NFC. And if we play Julio Jones in the Super Bowl this year, I like that problem. I'll take on that problem all day, every day. I'm not going to say it'll be easy or fun, but if we're worried about playing Julio Jones in February, I'll take that. Considering that means my team's in the Super Bowl, so you take going to the Super Bowl any year. But the price wasn't ridiculous, and I think it's pretty obvious now that the rumors that we heard of a first-round pick were clearly from Atlanta. I mean, I think that it was pretty clear that if they legitimately got a first-round pick offer, they would have took it in a heartbeat. And Julio Jones would not be going to Tennessee. Excuse me. But I think that it is important to realize that we weren't going to get in a bidding war. And it wasn't a situation where I knew that there was going to be some negotiation. I mean, we weren't going to, get him for the first offer we made. But once as many teams showed interest as they did, I think it was pretty clear that the Niners started getting out. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I didn't want Julio Jones. Of course I wanted Julio Jones. I'd have easily gave up a second and a fourth. I mean, what's happening? I would have tried to make that a conditional third if he played so many games to kind of sweeten the pot. Maybe we don't get the sixth rounder back. But I mean, am I disappointed? I mean, yeah, a little bit. I think that anytime you can get a player of Julio Jones' caliber, of course you want it, and you're disappointed if you can't get that. I mean, I'd be lying to y'all if I said I wasn't disappointed. Am I shocked? No, not really. I remember Jamie and I and Jason were talking in our NFR chat that we have. And, wow, excuse me, somebody's yawning around here. I remember talking to them in our NFR chat that we had, and I said, it's funny that the more we seem to be rumored with something, the less likely it is to happen. I mean, we were rumored to be, drafting Mac Jones. Didn't happen. I didn't hear anything about us trading Defoe. I didn't hear anything about us trading for D Ford. Well, I would need some coffee or something. Oh, I don't really drink coffee. Some energy drink or something. Let's go. Anyway, late day for your boy or early morning. But I think that, this is about what I expected. I didn't expect us to get Julio Jones. I thought Kyle Shanahan was going to, make a hard push for it. And I think over the next couple of days, maybe a week or so, we'll come to find out how close we really were to trading for him. Whether it's okay, thanks, Jimmy. I got your message with the YouTube link. I think whether or not I would think we'll find out how hard we really did push for him, but I don't think it was anything too crazy. But tip my cap to him. Wish him luck in Tennessee. Not too much luck when we play him, or if we happen to play him. Like we said in February. Difficulties, everybody. We went ahead and got that fixed, hopefully. But like I was saying, I hope, wish him luck when he doesn't play us, and we'll find out how hard the Niners went for him. But I think it's important to realize that we aren't going to sacrifice the future. Kyle Shanahan has clearly stated that we want to build, to sustain this, to win for multiple years, and the easiest way to do that is to get cheap young talent. And the easiest way to get cheap young talent is the draft. So, can't do that with already giving up a first round pick next year and the year after. And then you want to give up a second. We already gave up a third. I mean, that was going to start getting a little hairy there as far as draft capital was concerned, but I ain't gonna lie, it'd have been worth it for Julio. So I wanted to get into the press conference of DeMeco Ryans. Obviously, you know what? I mean, what did you expect him to say? He said, we're going to play fast, physical. He called us a defensive organization. And, Rob Herrera and Levin Black had a nice conversation on the Niner Nation podcast network on their Gold Standard show about, are we a defensive organization? I mean, he had said, the 49ers are a defensive organization, always have been. And, obviously we're known, especially during the dynasty, for our offense. And I personally, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Y'all need to stop yawning. Obviously we're known for great, our defenses are underrated. I think the Super Bowl defenses are underrated. And the 84 Niners, I think you should be in consideration for one of the greatest defenses of all time. But the offense always gets to shine. But, when you think about the Harbaugh era and, even the early 2000 Niners, even though, we were garbage, those early Jeff Garcia games, it was a little bit of an offense, driven team. But I think when you look back to the Harbaugh era, most recently, it was, man, wake up, T. It was, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Deshaun Golston, Dante Hittner, Tremaine Brock, Chris Culliver. It was a lot of these defensive players, Justin Smith, Alden Smith, the Smith brothers. Ian Williams, although, he wasn't a superstar, but he was a good player. We all know the injuries took what should have been a great career for him. But I think that it's it's curious to say that, in a lot of people's recent memory, the Niners have been a defensive organization. And I think that it's such a change and so funny to think about that. But, he talked about, the history of this defense and how we always played fast, physical, and aggressive. And I think that, and you know what, Jamie, I totally agree with you right there. And it's look, Joe and Jerry, uh, J- Joe and Jerry are always going to be known as the greatest players in franchise history and everything like that. But when you look at Ronnie Lott, Charles Haley, Bryant Young, uh, Keena Turner, Eric Wright, Jimmy Johnson. I mean, Dave Wilcox. There have been a lot of great Niner defensive players, and so I always like it. It tugs on my heartstrings when coaches, defensive coaches always talk about the glory days and or coaches in general. But obviously, as a faithful that grew up in the '90s, that and was born in the '80s, that kind of pulls on my heartstrings a little bit right there. But I'm fired up. I think that I really liked what D'Amico Ryans had to say because he said, "Hey, look, I was practicing for this a little bit. I had a little bit of a small role in calling plays last year, which helped him prepare for this opportunity. I think it was pretty clear throughout, definitely as the later the year got that Robert Salo is going to be gone and get his opportunity to coach another team. And so I think it was smart for D'Amico Ryans, and I'm pretty sure there were conversations behind the scenes between Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, and even maybe Jed York talking about if D'Amico was ready for the promotion and everything like that. And I think it's a good balance. He was a middle linebacker, which we all know middle linebackers are the quarterbacks of the defense. So he was a linebacker. So we all know that he understands both the secondary and the D line and linebacking. Exactly, Jamie. Me too. So, and it wasn't that long ago. So he's still his last year, I believe, playing was I believe 2015. So that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This will be his sixth season out of the league. There's still plenty of players that played with D'Amico Ryans or at least played against D'Amico Ryans in the league. And so I think that he's been gone long enough that, but not too long, that, he can still relate to the players. And I think that a lot of defense is about effort and attitude. Offense is about, execution and timing and things like that. Defense is a lot about attitude and want to. And you'll hear a lot of coaches say, "Do you got that want to in you?" And so I'm fired up that calling plays is X and O's. That will come in time. I'm pretty sure that D'Amico Ryans is going to be okay at that. I don't think that, you know, he'll be the best schemer in football his first, year on the job, but I think he'll be sufficient in that. But what I like about him the most and what I respect about him the most is that I think his players are going to play hard for him. I think he's really going to identify with his players and build that type of rapport with his players. They're going to go out and they're going to run a brick wall from them. And with defense a lot being about want to and effort, I think that uh, excuse me, man, y'all, my bad, so unprofessional. Uh, I think with a lot of defenses being want to and effort, getting a coach that I mean you saw it with Saleh, the players would have ran through a brick wall for Saleh. And D'Amico Ryans had said that he didn't know if he would quite be Saleh on the sidelines, but he is going to be on the sidelines, and so he might not quite be, jumping up and down and almost tearing his ACL and all that celebrating. But I think he's going to get fired up, and that's going to keep his players fired up and motivated. So I think we're going to get to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, real quick, and we'll be back right after this break. We're going to take a couple. And we're back. Apparently, we have to only run one every like 6 minutes or something like that. I don't know. But we got 49 minutes left, so we'll be all right. Or 39 minutes. We'll run another one in a couple minutes here. But I'm super fired up for DeMeco Ryans. That's who I wanted us to hire as DC. Saying he's going to be the best D coordinator in the league or come up with schemes like Belichick, but I think his players are going to play hard for him. And like they always say, it's not the Jerry's and Joes, or it's not the X's and O's, it's the Jerry and Joes, or I guess the Fred and Nicks. So, what's up, Jason? How you doing, baby? Uh, so, living the dream. Any day you wake up a 5-time champion is a legendary day in my book. So, and I woke up to today a 5-time champion. So, I think that it's going to be a good year. I'm not saying that he's going to, come up with great schemes and out scheme Belichick and all that, but I don't see. Look, we might not be the number one defense, but I definitely don't see us falling out of the top 10. I would say probably famous show saying, gun to my head, I put us in the top 6, maybe 7 of the league. I do think that it's going to be a little bit of a regression in our secondary. I do think that we have some question marks, especially if we have an injury or two. But as long as that pass rush is legit and we get number 97 on the field, I think we're going to be all right. So on to the next topic. Oh, I forgot to say this. If you want to join the show, please let me know and we'll get the invite link to you. Let me see. Next topic would be. Oh, this is wonderful. So professional. Oh, so I was watching a little bit of Grant Cohn's show, and I know how some faithful feel about him, but I was watching some of his show, and he was talking about how Trey Lance is greatly improved. You know what? I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to run one more commercial, and then we'll be back and we'll explain that. Oh, no, we got 3 minutes and 34 seconds left. Okay, so we can't run a commercial yet, but we will here in a few minutes. But, yeah, Grant Cohn was talking about how Trey Lance improved and how in the first practice you could tell he was really, really nervous. And then the last practice they had open to the media, which I believe was last week. Yeah. So I think that I'm sorry. What are you sorry about, Jason? Uh, so I think. Oh yeah. You watch Con. So I think Greg Cohn talked about how Trey Lance was improving and everything like that, and the first throw of 7-on-7s, they brought it over to the media, so you could tell this was totally planned. And apparently, Trey Lance hit Kittle deep down the right sideline with a beautiful pass, hit him right in stride, and it was about it was just an awesome sight to see. And I think that the media greatly did that, and the Niners were trying to change the narrative into, ooh, look how much Trey Lance. Oh, yeah. Jason definitely hates Grant Cohn. I'll make this point, and then I'll say my Grant Cohn piece for the faithful who don't know that haven't now just started watching the show. And I think that that's to me almost exciting news that if he started off, perfect. The fact that you could say, hey, between practice one to this practice we see now, he's improved this much. I think that's the. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Jamie asked the question: do I think Trey has a better deep ball? Uh, I think so. I mean, I would hope so. If he doesn't, then I'm concerned because I know you and I had talked about this plenty of times, Jamie. But Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't throw the world's greatest deep ball, and I know his completion percentage in 2019 was high on it, but honestly, if you look to, let's just say the biggest throws that he had in 2019 that can come to first in the mind was the 75-yard touchdown to Emmanuel Sanders in New Orleans, and the last 3rd and 16 against the Yams in week 16 in 2019. Both of those games in 2019, Jimmy underthrew those, and I think it was quite clear that Jimmy underthrew those because especially that Emmanuel Sanders one against the Yams. Because when I saw it, Emmanuel Sanders was running wide open, running towards me, and I saw him open, and I was like, "Oh, this is touchdown!" Like, man, screw lining up for a game-winning field. Man, let's put this in the end zone right now. And when the ball was underthrown, I could understand that maybe you could say it was just a hey, secure the catch, get the first down. We're in field goal range. Don't necessarily worry about the touchdown and miss it. And yeah, Jimmy's weakness is throwing go. Jimmy never had a great deep ball. He was supposed to work on an off season, but Trey came in better at long ball as is. Yeah, I mean, and he should. Even if you look at just them at their raw skill that they have right now. Jimmy Garoppolo was the late 2nd-round pick. Trey Lance is the 3rd pick in the draft. It's to me, Trey should come up with better plays than Jimmy this offseason. He should throw a better deep ball. He should have a stronger arm. He should be more athletic. Those type of things should be very clear at training camp this year. What I think is going to ultimately make Jimmy the week 1 starter, and probably the earliest I would even think that Trey starts the game is after the bye week in week 7, is consistency. That's where I expect Jimmy. Jimmy's going to be, he is what it is, deficiencies and all. But I feel that Jimmy is consistent. If anything, the only thing that he's not consistent with, which is you could say the reason we moved, we went and drafted Trey Lance is health. That's only, or at least not consistently in a positive way. He's consistently bad. But I think that you're going to see some wild plays from Trey Lance. You're going to see a lot of wild plays from Trey Lance, I would hope, this offseason. But you're just not going to see him inconsistently, and that's okay because he's a rookie. And that's what happens with rookies. It's not that they don't make plays, but they're not the most consistent creatures in the world. And if coach would tell you if they could have one thing over anything, almost everything else, it would definitely be Chiefs. Let me see. Jimmy had a greater deep ball. Oh man, these comments are throwing me off. But so to answer your question, Jamie, yeah, I do believe Trey has a better deep ball. I believe Trey has a stronger arm, and I believe that it would not surprise me if Trey comes out and outperforms Jimmy in the preseason. I think that's going to be a little bit of a controversy because everybody's going to say, "Oh, well, he outplayed him in the preseason." Well, kind of what he said, he takes way more from practice than he does from preseason. So Trey could look like a world beater, number 1 over, better than any quarterback in the league in the preseason. It's not going to hold as much weight if he's throwing off target in practice. He's still continuously throwing high, which is an accuracy issue of his. But I definitely would expect it to be competition this year. We're going to go ahead and run another little quick break, and we'll be right back. It's nice to run those ads to kind of give yourself a little quick little breather. Okay. Everybody's seeing the ads, right? Let me know in the comments if you're seeing the ads. I want to make sure that they're popping up. So let me know if y'all are seeing the ads. But let me see. Let me get back to my notes. Let's see. All right. So we talked about Jimmy showing fire. That's what I have here written under my notes. You know, I love the fired up Jimmy Garoppolo we're getting right now. I love the Jimmy that says, "Hey, this is my quarterback. I'm here to win games because that's what I do." We obviously know Jimmy seems to be more of the "oh shucks, golly," you know. Are you sure? Okay, so it's I've said this many times on the show, and maybe I should look it up right here. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Joe Montana MVPs. Find out right now. Uh, oh, this is great TV or video on demand or whatever you want to call it. Let me see. Let's go offense. Which retired was last year. Let me see. I can't find it. I could have swore I just saw something that said it. My bad, y'all. I know he had an MVP. Let's see. Joseph Clifford, Montana. Early life. College. On September 15, 1986, Joe Montana was placed on the blah, blah, blah. Let's see, Minnesota. Montana crossed the picket line during the NFLPA strike and threw 5 times. In 1987 also. Lost in the divisional round. Oh man, yeah, I can't find it. Let's see. Completed trade for Celia. Blah blah blah. The team in 1988 and 1989. Yeah, I can't find it, but I've always said that the year that the Niners traded for Joe, was the year. It was the year that we traded for Steve Young. Was one of the only MVP years of Joe's career, and I don't think that's a mistake. I don't think that's a coincidence. Let me see if it says it right here. Da, 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 AP MVP. So I am actually mistaken. Okay, I'm mistaken. It was 89 and 90, where his AP NFL MVP award. So it wasn't the year we traded for Steve Young, but it was after the years we traded for Steve Young. So I think you're right, Jason. Or Jamie. We're going to definitely see a different chip. And it's pretty clear the Niners are planning to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo. But if he proves that he can be healthy, that doesn't have to be this season. Hell, it doesn't have to be next season. I've always said, I remember Jason asking me very distinctly when this trade started, and I said he's gonna have to prove that he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And yeah, we all play it. On for the faithful, by the faithful, we're gonna have the Trade of the Bay T-shirts and welcome to the Trey area and all that. Because I don't want to say we don't believe. I definitely believe in the Trey area, but he hasn't proven anything, and so I think I love Trey Lance. I think his floor is basically Colin Kaepernick. I think that we're going to be able to do things with him that we haven't been able to do it with a Niner quarterback since Colin Kaepernick, although they are semi-different players. It's going to me be exciting to see a quarterback that's, hey, yeah, has some accuracy issues. Well, that's cool if you can chuck it 80 yards down the field or, 40, 50 yards down the field, cool. That's fine. Not everybody's going to be that accurate. But what I love is at the very bare minimum, if he can execute the offense that Jimmy Garoppolo did, then that's already an upgrade because we've seen that offense work well. We've seen that offense get us to the doorsteps of a championship. And then you add in the running ability of Trey Lance that's a dynamic that Jimmy just can't give you. And I don't see anything wrong with that. And so I'm excited to see that he's improved because then that makes me think that any issues that he may have can get better. Find accuracy issues. Well, that can get better then. It was something like 300 and something throws he's had in college. Man, he might have more than that his first year being a starter. And so I think that while you could say how over the course of these 300 and whatever throws in college, we saw these as an issue, but is that enough to make a grand proclaim of Trey Lance is this or Trey Lance is that? No. And one of the things that gets me most upset is the 17 games. Well, that was no different than Mac Jones that everybody thought they had no problem with Kyle Shanahan drafting with, or at least all the quote-unquote experts didn't. Us faithful did. And there were some few experts who didn't want Mac Jones and, didn't want us trading up for Mac Jones and, rightfully so, considering that we didn't. So I'm excited seeing that, Trey Lance is improving, from week 1 OTA or, the first practices of his career to now, only makes me think excited about what he can do during the off of the summer part right before training camp. Speaking of which, Niner training camp will be opening July 27th, so 3 days before for the faithful, by the faithful pre-launch sale. So definitely excited for that. And this mostly goes out to Dylan and Jamie. I guess none of us will be going to the State of the franchise that has been announced as June 30th and will be virtual. Al Guido did come on KNBR and say that the Niners are going to do it virtually this year, but State of the People will be able to attend the State of the Union next year in person, or State of the Union, State of the Franchise next year in person. That's always to me a little cool, fun event. We obviously, it's pretty well known that they're going to announce that we're going to wear the red 75 or the red throwbacks that we wore, for the 75th anniversary of the NFL and the 100th year. We're going to wear the red version of those. I'm excited about that. I personally don't understand why we didn't wear the red ones. I always have thought we should. All right, before we get out of here, we're going to run one more last break. Make sure we please the people at Twitch, and we'll be right back. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Let me see. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to do it like that. We're not gonna take it. Anyway, yes, Jamie, those red throwbacks are fire. I don't know. Do you remember? Go ahead and write in the comments if you do, or if you don't. Do you remember the maroon ones we had circa, I want to say like 95, 96 ish? Do you remember when we used to have the gold pants or the white pants that we used to wear with them? Do you remember the maroon ones? Um, they were maroon, and then they had white numbers and name letters, and then they had the black outline around the numbers. Do you remember those? Well, anyway, we'll go ahead and see her comment when she puts it, but those were inspired by these 95 or the 94 throwback uniforms. And so, honestly, I think it's cool that we came back more to our traditional look and what we wore during the dynasty. Really, secretly, those maroon Niner jerseys have always been my favorite ones. I wish they did go. They didn't go with maroon. I wish they did. Okay, yeah. Well, they wore them until I want to say they started wearing these ones in around I want to say 2008. So anyway, the throwbacks that everybody's assuming that we're going to be announced us wearing this year were inspired by those maroon ones. Were inspired by these throwback ones, and so secretly, I actually kind of have never liked the original Niner, or I shouldn't say the original, but the Niner jersey we have now. I always liked the one that we wore right before these ones as personally my favorite. Although I will admit that I like the red versus the maroon, so I think that we should have had those jerseys without the darker red. And I think that would have been a lot cooler, a lot more dope. But yeah, sometimes you know what, Jamie. Sometimes you make me feel so young. Um, Let me see if I could. You know what? I think I'll send it to you, a picture of them in the group. Or Jason, if you could send a picture of them in the group and everything like that. I can't figure out a way to do it right here on StreamYard. But oh, you know what? Maybe I could. Let's share my screen. Share screen. Let's see if we could share screen real quick. Let's add this. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's go. 49ers jerseys 1996. I believe that's when we started wearing them. Let's see. Let me see. Yes, okay, here we go. These ones. So, these are the ones I've always liked. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, these ones right here. These to me were the hardest Niner jerseys. I wish they did go with the lighter red, like I said. But I mean, you got the throwback or the shadow on the numbers in the name with the Niner logo right there. I mean, to me, 50-year patch. To me, you can't get much better than these ones. I mean, those ones are the hardest ones that you could possibly have. Uh, yeah, so those were the jerseys that I was talking about. Oh, you couldn't see? Man, that sucks. I'll send you a picture of it. Wow, we lost all our viewers. So I guess I won't be doing that again. So let's see. That's probably going to take about 5.5 minutes. So we got a couple minutes left in the show. Anybody have any other questions or want to join on? Just go ahead and hop in the comments and let us know before we get up out of here. We only got a few moments left in the show. See, to catch up on some comments. I don't really see any comments. Let's see if we can. I like this little thing right here. What's that button do? Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Wow, this is weird. I don't know what this is. This is really weird. Really, really weird. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Wayne. See if we can. Let's go look up 49ers. Let's get ready to read their channel. Okay. I don't know where we're supposed to start the raid. Oh wait. Okay. I don't know what I just did. Hopefully I didn't screw this up. Yeah, no, it's all right. We're just gonna go ahead and wrap it up here pretty quick, Jamie. We got about like 4 minutes left. I don't even know if you could give your opinion in 4 minutes. Let me see. Damn, I really wish I could figure out a way to show you this. All right. Let me see if you could see that again. Well, let's try it one more last time. Okay. Oh, Anthony Lynn. Here. Let's go screen share. Okay. All right, let me see. Can y'all see it? Can you see those ones? Oh yeah, you can. At least I can see it. Can y'all see it? But yeah, to me those are the best Niner jerseys. Go ahead and wait for a few comments to see. Of course, you have the GOAT. You pretty much have all my three favorite Niners in there. I mean, not three favorite all time, but I mean three of my favorite Niners. You have Jerry and Steve, which are my favorite Niners, and then you have T.O., who's definitely in the top 10, top 5. Yeah, so those to me personally are my favorite Niner jerseys. Those are the ones you were probably a little kid. You probably don't even remember. You probably only remember us wearing the ones that we wear now. So, but yeah, I watched a lot of Niner football. Here, let me see. Let me see what 40 Niners jersey history. All right, let me see. Probably not going to give us very many views. Let me see. Let me see. Let's go ahead and we'll take a little vote here. You know what? Let me see. Share screen. Chrome tab. All right. Share. So let's see. That's what our helmets looked like back in the day. Okay, that's our original jerseys. Later, I'm already subscribed to all that stuff. So they look pretty similar to the ones. I'm trying to see if I can find the silver ones, because I know we used to wear silver ones back in the day. Can't really tell. Leo the Lion Namalini, 92nd, 1959. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Logos and uniforms of the 49ers. Let me see what this shows us here. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go. 96 to 98. Okay, so here we go. In 98, we made the switch back to gold pants, only this time to match the helmet. It was shining more metallic gold rather than the previous beige gold of the past. The stripe along the pants made black, cardinal red, black through the thin. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then that's talking about when we used the 80 throwbacks. I remember playing those. Okay, in 09. Oh yeah. So in 2009, so what? You were 15. So I mean, you might have remembered us playing a little bit in those old ones. But yeah, anyway. All right, so before we get up out of here, I would like to remind everybody, as always, to join us on twitch.tv/Niner Faithful Radio for the live stream of all our shows. With everything opening back up, we invite you to go to seatgiant.com, use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your concert, theater, and sporting event tickets. Get officially licensed Niner gear from the team store by using our affiliate link that is in the description. It costs you no more. It helps the show out. Go to NinerFaithfulRadio.com to check out all our interviews, blogs, and previous episodes of all our shows. Follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram. It is at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter is at Niner Faithful R. If you're listening to us on YouTube, please make sure to hit that subscription and bell notification so you can know when we upload all videos. If you're listening to us in a podcast, figure out where you can subscribe to our podcast at. Please make sure you can follow all our content at. Find out where you can find all our content at NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, please consider using your one Prime membership sub on Niner Faithful Radio. Of course, you can always purchase your subs. We appreciate everybody tuning in. For Super Duper Moderator Kim, Jamie, Jason, Jimmy, Nate, and Dylan, and myself, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Faithful Talk. I'll see y'all tomorrow here at 3 p.m. here on the West Coast for Niner Faithful Radio with Jason. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Seconds to go, third down. They only have time for two plays no matter what. So Rice goes out to the left. And if you want to take one crack, maybe he's the guy you should go for. Young almost falls down. Throws to the end zone.
See ya. See y'all next week. Thank you so much. Deuces. Go Niners.